I'm Jordan Strack with Renewal by Anderson of Northwest Ohio. We are beginning a new series to showcase individuals in our area who are making a difference. With the high school football playoffs in full swing, we are heading out to White House, where one student is making an impact despite never playing a single down for the Generals. This is Renewal by Anderson's window to our community. The Friday night lights at Schaller Memorial Stadium bring an entire community together. And the Anthony Wayne Generals are rolling.
Touchdown, Generals!
But before a single play can happen on Friday night, details are finalized in practice, and a play is called in.
Let's go blue 5. Blue 5.
And then 3 signalers use hand motions to inform the players of the play.
On Friday, the first call that comes through the headset on offense is the formation. So we have 2 kids that signal the formation into our athletes, and he's one of those kids that signals the formation. So if he doesn't put the right glove up or the right, signal up, our kids can't line up on Friday. And our kids know that they're just important on offense as anything else.
Coming to our headset, he's telling us to play, and we put up our hand what play he wants, like 2 left or 2 right. And he's basically telling us to tell the players that. The players are looking at us, and they're looking right at us, what we need, what they need, and they go to that place, and then we run it.
This is Bryson Palmer, and the fact that he's able to be on these sidelines every Friday night is quite literally a miracle. Before he was even 5 months old, Bryson was diagnosed with neuroblastoma, a rare cancer found mostly in children, and he was given a 25 to 30% chance to survive past his 5th birthday.
The most difficult thing you can ever imagine. I don't even think there's really truly words for it, because literally your whole world just feels like it's crashing down around you, and nothing else matters except for that child of yours. You don't want anything more than for them to live.
We've always been given statistics. There's always numbers involved. But at the end of the day, we just know in our hearts that he's not a number, he's our child, and he's just the fight that he has, the attitude that he has about life, it's just, I think it just keeps pushing him.
For 18 months, Bryson fought. After grueling chemotherapy, 2 stem cell transplants, tumor removal, radiation, and multiple surgeries, it looked like Bryson was past his health issues. They celebrated. But then, less than a year later, more bad news came.
Within that first year, off of cancer treatment, he had developed a funny cough and was breathing fast, and nobody could really figure out what was going on. And then finally, after about 6 months of really coughing a lot, we discovered that he had scarring of his lungs, like a progressive scarring. That was a rare side effect from the chemotherapy that he had gotten.
Bryson was sent to St. Louis for a 3-day evaluation. There, he was told he would need a double lung transplant to survive, and they needed another miracle. Bryson was once again fighting to stay alive.
The thought of driving 500 miles home without your son is just devastating.
The family was told they had to stay in St. Louis. Bryson's time in the pediatric intensive care unit went from days to weeks to months. Time was running out. And then, finally, after 12 weeks in the hospital, just 3 days before his 4th birthday, the good news came.
The one morning we got woken up by his nurse and told that he had a donor. And it was the most amazing news you'd ever get.
Bryson would undergo surgery that night at 6 p.m.
Letting him go into that, I knew this is his only chance. We're at the end, and so it just felt like a hope, this is our only chance, so this has to work.
And then at 4 a.m., 10 hours after they took Bryson back to surgery, the doctors delivered the news to Bryson's family that the surgery was a success. Since that day, Bryson has returned for frequent checkups. He's currently battling chronic lung rejection and is traveling to Cleveland regularly for treatment. But this 17-year-old doesn't let those struggles define him. He's a normal, happy, outgoing teenager who is loving every second he gets to spend with his buddies on the football field.
You spend 2 minutes with him and you realize right away he's a teenager. It doesn't take long, because at first you question just what's going on, what's the situation, and then when you get to know him, he's like your typical 16, 17-year-old kid, and he's a ton of fun. He makes you laugh, really positive kid. He's fun to be around.
The Friday night lights, who doesn't love who doesn't love Friday Night Lights and the football, and him being on that sideline, seeing that he's doing everything he can with what he's been given, and just being a part of the team is just so, fantastic.
It means like everything to us. I feel like, especially when he first started doing it, like my heart could burst, like coming out here. I feel like I can only imagine like the players' moms feel. To me, like he's like a player out there. It's been so awesome to watch him just be able to be a part of the team and be so accepted.
Just a really gritty kid with, some serious perseverance that just wants to enjoy life to its fullest. He's got a different perspective than anybody else. And to be around him is an absolute joy.
I normally think like, wow, I fought through this whole life, and I should be glad that I'm still here standing with everyone who loved and cares about me.